This is the attitude of a pro athlete attitude. Oh, you can see my reflection now. That's great. So I want to make sure that everybody pays attention and listens to it very carefully. Are we ready?
90 minutes. 90 minutes of sweat. 90 minutes of pain. All the hard work, all the sacrifices you have made. It all comes down to these 90 minutes. When you step out on that field, you're spending 90 minutes. 90 minutes that will never come back. These 90 minutes can determine your future. They can change your whole life if you use them correctly. During this limited time, you must work harder than the rest. You must do your best. No matter what the scoreboard says, you must give your all. No matter what anyone says. This sport is unpredictable. At one moment it feels like you're losing, and in the next, you might be winning. Everyone wants to win, but one thing is for sure. When you're walking down that tunnel, when you step out on the field, know in your heart, there will only be one winner. There will only be one winner, because you will not accept anything else. Go for the win or go home.
I'm not here to participate. I'm here to win and win only. I didn't come this far to see the other team lift the trophy. I didn't come this far to see the other team win. No one remembers the one who finished second. No one remembers the one who received the silver medal. The person who puts in the most hours on the training ground, the person who wants it the most, is the one who will win.
This sport requires a strong body, but even a stronger mindset. If you're not prepared mentally, you will never be ready physically. You have to program your mind into victory. This game is all about how bad you want it. It's about grit. It's about heart. The difference between winning and losing is how far you're willing to go. Your hunger will be tested on the field. Your desire to win will determine the outcome of the game. We keep on fighting even if the odds are stacked against us. They don't know that we have the heart, the courage, and the will to make things happen. We will destroy everything that comes in our way because we were born to win. We were born to dominate. We might be the underdogs. We might be the weaker team. But one thing is for sure. When we step on the field, we fight. We fight for ourselves. And we fight for each other.
You will never play this exact game again in your life. You will never have the same opportunity today in your life. When you go out on the field, you go out to win. You go all in. You keep pushing yourself to your limit. You keep on pushing when everyone has had enough. A champion is someone who keeps going even if everything seems impossible. Not everyone becomes a champion, but I know that you've got it within you. And you must know for yourself that you've got it within yourself. The next time you've got 90 minutes, how are you going to perform? It's now or never. Show the world who you are. It all comes down to the 90 minutes.
All right, guys. I want some opinions on this video. While you guys are gonna give me your opinions, I'm gonna let you know about a couple of my thoughts. I love this attitude. It's about the attitude. Some of the parents, some of the players' parents, and some of the other coaches will be a little bit questioning about this attitude. Oh, not everybody can win. Like you need to prepare them for the loss, and you need to do this and that. The bottom line is, yes, people are gonna lose. We're gonna have games that we're gonna lose. We're gonna hit games we're gonna tie. But the attitude is the most important. When you go into the field, when I played at the highest level, I played 45 minutes against United and 45 minutes against AC Milan. I mean, these are the best teams in the world, and I'm like there, a young kid trying to, in a friendly game, trying to show myself, and I was shaking. But once the game is going, you feel like you're in the same field with these guys. So why not try to do your best? Why not try to come up with something that is going to change the game? So the thing about this is the right attitude. Even if you're losing, you need to want to win that game. There is no moment in the game you should be putting your head down. There is not a moment in the game that you should be thinking that this is over. It's all about wanting to get back. Okay, my coach Fatih Terim, now he's, by the way, found positive. I'm hoping that he's gonna survive this. And he's a little bit older now. I hope that he recovers fast, and because we need him in this world of soccer. So he said something that always touched me. I'm gonna try to translate this to you guys the best of my ability. He said, during the game, you don't truly lose a game when you're losing. You truly lose a game when you give up. So to him, it didn't matter if if the other team is beating us. Yes, it did matter. He wants to win every time. He wants to win, but he truly feels like his players lost the game when they give up. So that attitude right there is outstanding attitude, and I just hope that our players can kind of understand, when I'm loud and passionate, this is what I'm trying to pass on to my players. I want them to understand we do not give up. We do not stop. We're going to keep going. It's all about passion. It's all about wanting it. And some people, I mean, even in our club or other clubs, when I was coaching, I get these messages or phone calls. Oh, they cannot perform because you're so loud, or they cannot perform because you're giving too much pressure. Well, number one, were they performing before it? Number two is the pressure is athletes, food. They want that. That's their gas. That's their benzene. Like that, you need to feed on that. The pressure is what is gonna bring the best athletes. You need to be, handling the pressure and go from there. Like that's why I try to put, when I'm coaching my teams, I try to make the training sessions as hard, as harsh, as like game-like as possible. And that's why the players, when they come to my teams, like they feel like they are actually training. They're sweating. And that's why, and I think more and more our coaches are going to be coming to that level. Our coaches improving every day, and some of them are doing outstanding jobs. Some of them are learning. But I know we're going to all get to that point. Our club is growing. We're getting better at this. And I know that expectations are going to get higher and higher. And some of the coaches are being nice because of the parent expectations. And I hope that these kind of sessions, these kind of videos, if the parents are watching it too, you need to understand an athlete is different than other attitudes. It shouldn't be, because I think they can use this in life, anywhere in the life. And I see the most successful, players, for me, the hardest workers, also become really big, successful businessmen, doctors, engineers. Like those people who doesn't give up, who doesn't, let anybody, break them, is the ones that really achieve the highest goals. So I think it's all about the attitude. We kind of talked about last week. We kind of talked about the quicksand of psychology of sports, the quicksand attitude. Like when a player makes a mistake, they go down a little bit, right? Another one, another one. It feels like they're going down and there is no way to get up, but it's all in your head. This is a game in your head. This is this is why soccer, even though in US is not as high yet, around the world is the most loved sport, because a game, actually, if you understand the game, you can enjoy a tie. You can enjoy a 1-0 game because there is so much going on tactically. Every single player is required to be smart. Every single player is a quarterback. Every single player is a linebacker. Like, they need to be able to know each other's jobs. It's not a sport that you just do your job alone. It's a sport that you do a lot of different jobs. And that's changed when the Dutch bring total football. I wanted to kind of talk about the total football attitude a little bit. Total football is, Johan Cruyff era to his teachers, and then after that to all the way to Barcelona systems, is a player, let's just say a right back, knows how to defend, how to attack, as well as a forward. A forward knows how to defend as well as a defender. So everybody needs to learn how to, connect with each other. So I'm going to read some of your comments now. Let's see. No offense, guys, but I see a girl's comment that girls at these ages are very smart, a lot quicker thinkers than the guys. And sometimes they do not, perform some of the physical abilities, but honestly, mental game, girls are super smart, and I hope that all these tactical stuff is going to really get in their head. And if they're in the right position, doesn't matter if the other team is better, because I'm telling you, I beat the best teams in the state with a mediocre team before. If you're in the right position and you're doing it as a team, man, that's hard to beat. Doesn't matter what level you are. I like all the comments, guys. Thank you for all those comments. I'm gonna add to that, I don't know how many of you guys seen me at a game. I don't know, but if you guys seen me coach, it's gonna be hard for me. Even in a 3-0 game, I will be pushing my team. We're gonna try to do something good. We need to show some teeth. Show some fight. And my favorite thing in this game is the fact that comebacks are sweeter than winning a game from the beginning for me. I love comebacks. So I think the comebacks cannot happen though without the right mentality, the right attitude. There has been games I change a system in the second half, and I talk about a couple things, and then we go in there and we fight, and it's not happening. So we want to make sure that you guys stick to the plan. You guys listen to the coach and go in the second half with the plan as well as the fight, right? And sometimes I say something like, okay guys, we're gonna be now putting more numbers up front, and we're gonna play more direct soccer. And we're going to be minimizing less defenders and maximizing offensive midfielders and forwards. So I want to do either long balls or direct balls. And then here comes, center back gets the ball, he's trying to dribble. Or D-mid gets the ball, he's trying to do a short pass to somebody. If you change the system to that, you got to stick to it, because we don't have the numbers to possess the ball at that point. So... And some of the kids, they just unfortunately either comes from the parents or the players, they get cocky and they say, I just want to play pretty, I just think that kicking the ball out there. Well, buddy, if you put 6 offensive players up there, even that high ball, we have a pretty good percentage of winning that ball, versus you trying to possess the ball with 3 people versus their 5 midfielders or 4 midfielders. It's not a smart idea when you put that many offensive players up there and you change the system. You just need to stick to the plan. Okay, and attitude is everything. And I don't know if you guys know, our 03-04 team, we played a team that was a very good team. They lost 1 week before to give us a chance to win the league, and we had to play the last game to win, right? And all we had to do is tie or win, and we win the league. And then the game started, and we were flat, and we made an individual mistake in the back and cleared the ball to the center or whatever it was, and we got scored on. And unfortunately, the attitude was just not there, right? And second half started, we were a little bit better, but it wasn't like what I wanted. And lightning happened, and during the lightning, we had to wait for 30 minutes for lightning to go away. Otherwise, we weren't going to play the game. At that point, if they finished the game 1-0, we would have lost the league. So I had a pretty harsh chat. I saw some of the parents looking at me from far. Oh my God, he's yelling at my kid. Well, here's what I said. Yelling, yes, loud, yes, but here's what I said. This is your game. This is not for me. This is not for, your parents. This is for you. You have it in your hands. Either, you tie or win, you win this league. You don't want medals? What kind of attitude is this? Like, you don't want to win? I don't understand this. So I really was loud about it. I was really demanding about it. I really told him, like, this is in your hands. How many times a chance like this comes to you? All you have to do is score a couple goals and you are taking a medal home. You're going to be looking at that team that destroyed you a year ago and looking at them like, we can beat you and we can take the trophy from you. And that's exactly what we did. I think the final score was it 3-2 or 4-3, something like that, right? Or 4-2. Jeff, you were there, I think. So let me know what the final score. But we won. Tie was enough, but we just went up there and we won the game, and that was it. We won the league, and the coach said, we might not be the most talented team, but we were the most organized team they played against. And that's an amazing thing to hear as a coach. And I told my players that after the game too. That's an amazing thing to hear as a player too. All right. So I think it's all about attitude, and they brought it. Okay. And they stick to the system. We did ugly balls because the other team was very technical and they loved the ball and they wanted to do tricks in the back. I love that. Like when the defense does that, we press even harder on them, and we did. We scored a lot of goals. So about this attitude, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm going to be starting the questions and answering them right now. So let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments about this attitude thing. I'm waiting for any questions. All right, guys, I'm going to be starting. One question came from a Steelheads player. Is what is the difference between a 3-4-3 pressure and a 3-5-2 pressure? Actually, I kind of talked about this last week, but I'm going to show it again. So always see the orange ones are Gala and Steelheads players. Let's just represent that. Defender has the ball. Number 9 is going to be, let's just say, step into that guy, and always see number 11, the outside forward right here, is going to step from there, and number 7 is going to come to this gap. Number 2, or we talk about outside mid, is going to be stepping to this area. So if they try to open a game this way or that way, but if you can see that this player is kind of covering that pass, he doesn't want him to go to the center. He wants him to go this way. And that's kind of leading the player to where we want him to go, right? And these guys are going to be sliding this way. If this guy is taking off there, though, and that means that number 4 is going to be stepping to this gap as well, okay? And so we are just going to be, and this is number 6 and 8 for us. Even though it says 10, don't worry about it. This is our number 6. Every time I'll show 10, just remember it is number 6 for us. So in this scenario, that's the way that we're going to look. So any questions about this? does the first A stand for attitude or ambition? Ambition. So GALA stands for goals, ambition, logic, and accountability. Attitude is in all of them. Ambition, goals, it shows in all of them, I think. Attitude is definitely a key thing. So what is the difference between this and two forward thing, right? So I'm going to put the setup to, let's just say, we just got the ball, let's just say number 11 forward. These are two forwards. They just took a shot and the goalie saved it, okay? So when this happens, and I'm going to tell you guys this, number 7 right now is actually a number 10 in a 3-5-2 system, okay? So this is the 3-5-2 offense. Now, when a goalie gets the ball, we take the wide options away right away. And then number 10 steps to this gap. Number 6 and 8 will be stepping to here. Depends on where everybody is. We're going to be stepping always. If they want to be offside, that's their call. Obviously, these guys are going to be coming back to the gaps. This guy's going to probably show up right here. This guy's going to probably show up right here. 11 is going to be right here for the other team. Like I said, everybody and their dogs play 4-4-2 in Washington State. So number 10 will be stepping to this gap. Okay. So if the ball is here, number 10 is recovering, we're all pulling back. Obviously, the 5 is going to be running, sprinting back. We're not, worried about winning the ball up there. We're coming back. So this player right here, I'm going to clear that one right here. All right, this player right here, obviously is going to be stepped by this player first. But at this point, the two forwards are going to be coming back to center. Okay, and they're going to be working together. So let's just say number 6 dropped the ball back to number 1, and number 1 passed it to here. Now, look at how the forwards of 3-5-2 system work. So if this is the ball is here, it's coming back. Number 8 and 6 is sliding this way. Number 11, one of the forwards, is sliding this way. We have number 2, number 9s usually, right? He's stepping this way. Do you see what's happening right now? So they are going to be really close to each other when we're attacking and we're defending. Look at this, what happened. Number 10 comes to here. Number 3 is ready for that long ball. If there's a gap, he can come here. He can slide to the center more. And this guy can step to these guys. We have number 5 a little bit deeper. Do you see that setup? So you can give it a little bit closer. If this is the ball, though, we might be able to slide a little bit more. And he's coming back to here. And this is a pretty decent setup. So do you see that? Attacking midfielder, this one here, steps to create that triangle. So it is the exact same setup with the 3-4-3 setup. But if you realize where they start is different. So the two forwards, they come back to center and they work together to slide to the sides. Okay? Do you understand? So that is number 10 for us in the game. This is the 2 number 9s. Okay? And this is a number 6 and 8. This is 6, like I said. He's stepping there. This guy is ready to step if there's a long ball opening up. So if the ball goes to number 1 right here, the number 10 needs to be stepping fast. Do you see that? He's recovering now. Number 10, I mean in this case number 6, my bad. Number 6 is stepping to this gap. That makes number 10 in our game. He needs to come back and do number 6's role because now he's stepping, doing that other role. Does that make sense? Here's what we see in the game with the 3-5-2, and that's why I now more and more use. Let's go with this setup. This is what I see in the game. Goalie made a save. He passes to number 3. Okay. So number 11 is running number 9 in the game, right? Number 9 is stepping This is what I see. This guy, I don't know what he's assuming. He's assuming, I think, that number 9, other number 9 is going to steal the ball and cross it to him, an amazing cross, and he's going to be able to score a goal. Well, I wish that worked like that. That's great. I love that, optimism. But there is, I guess maybe I'm a little bit pessimistic or realist. I just need to understand why we don't do our jobs that we just showed. So this guy needs to slide to the closest option, and that if he's coming, he's going to take the outside option. So we want to lead him this way. But unfortunately, this is what I also see. The next option, he sees that number 9 that he doesn't want to pass to keeper because he can step. He doesn't want to pass to number 5 because number 9 is there, right? So he's going to go to through ball. So unfortunately, a lot of times this number 10 is still in the center because he's the number 10. How many of our coaches seen this? We got, or unfortunately, our players, I'm a number 10. This is what I'm a center number 10. So I'm a center midfielder. So I'm going to be right here. If you just did your job and slide this way, you'll be stealing this ball and possibly have a clear shot right away. But you don't do it. So when one person steps, the other one, it makes it very easy. 2 people makes the run together and this guy doesn't make the run, that destroys everything else too. And obviously in the setup, we are ready for that, right? We are ready for that. And we are ready for anything. And this guy is sliding. So any long ball, number 5 is going to be coming in and taking the ball. Once we have possession, obviously things going to change, right? So obviously, when we talked about this though, I forgot this. When this guy is cheating to step, that also gives the okay for this number, 4 on the outside center back to step to this guy. So they will not be able in that option right away. Understood? Everything is situational though. There's always a new situation that could come up that could change this whole setup as well. Even an individual player that, like, let's just say we had a guy a couple of years ago in the State Cup, this guy could take my whole defense from here and dribble all the way. So our game plan was very different for that, right? We just told number 9, the first number 9, because he doesn't like passing. He wants to beat everybody. I asked one number 9 to kind of sneak behind close to this number 9. So when he beats him, he's close enough to take the ball and pass it to number 10, and we have a shot right away. So things could change, depends on the situations, right? Definitely, we want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Any questions about this? All right. Wesley asked the question, how do you deal with a player who roams around the field and doesn't have a set position? Wesley, that's actually a very intelligent question, but I don't see at your age group a player being that free, other than the player himself is just doing it without the coach's knowledge. Usually most coaches at those ages, they don't really give that role to someone, but if they do, let's just say this player, let's go back to our original shape. All right, let's just go with 11 right here. 9. We're playing in 3-4-3 right now, so everybody knows right now with this system. And the question came, what do we with the roaming player? So let's just say this is Ronaldo, right? Ronaldo likes to go to center. He wants to go to the other side, switch with the player. He wants to roam around. If he's on the right side, he can make a diagonal run to all the way here, a long ball, and he's one-on-one with the keeper, right? The bottom line is, if you man mark someone like Ronaldo, you're just making the job a lot easier. So what you need to do, as our whole game plan for a 3-4-3 and a 3-5-2 is, our whole game plan is to cover in the center. So we don't change anything. We just don't follow them to the other side. So if this guy is making a run this way, that becomes number 6's job now, right? So you need to stay in here, because if you make a run with him, clear this way, this could clear the way for number 9 to receive that ball. They understand that. So we want to make sure that you keep your positions Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. And let players in the position, in the central positions, to take over that. Great question, by the way, Wes. And another question from Wesley. That's just if you have the ball with space in front of you to dribble, an open player deep down the field, what should you do in the situation? Honestly, Wesley, this is a very situational question. It's a good question, but it's very situational. It depends on the what you got, right? So let's just say we just stole the ball in here and we gave it to you, and you are the center back and you have a lot of space. So number one, I would not release the ball right here. Why don't you, if they give you this kind of space, guys, don't hurry up and pass the ball. Move with the ball. Because when you move with the ball, we're going to pull somebody out of their place. So this guy is going to start stepping to you, and that's going to open your way. Now, here comes what? You can continue attacking, Wesley. Like if you start an attack from there, that number 2 needs to cover you because you just became the outside mid and made the outside forward take your spot, and you're actually attacking now, and it's okay to do that as long as somebody's covering you, right? So using the space for a defender is critical. If they give you like 20-30 yard space, go as far as you can, and that gives enough options for our forwards to make runs too. Let's just say these guys, they're all here. If you are, dribbling from here to there, if this forward is smart, he can make a diagonal run to here, and you can release the ball in front of him right away, and he will be right away. Or you can do what Alex does and run straight in and be offside. Sorry, Alex. Sam, sorry, but you do this too. So right here, diagonally, we get the ball and we gotta score goals. But I gotta give it to Alex and Sam because I've seen them both do this run, and I always yell at them to, when the goalie has to cover the front post, go to back post. And this fall, I've seen Sam and Alex both scoring goals just like this, right to the back post. It's great when we can do that. It's so good. I love watching good soccer like that. I hope, Wesley, that answers your question. All right, I'm just reading some of the comments, guys. All right, so any question about this? All right, let me see. Ava on the other chat is asking something. What should the player... Great question. All right, I'm gonna, even though this is not one of the questions, Ava, that's an amazing question. Amazing question, because this is actually a problem even at the pro level. So when the player is being marked the whole game and being harassed by the defender, what do you do? So if that is happening and it's eliminating the player, a couple of things we can do as a coach. If it's a younger age group and the player's soccer knowledge is not at a high level yet, we could change the system of play. Okay, number one. So we can tell, if you're playing 2 forwards, maybe play 3 forwards, so we can spread out and tell the forwards not to come back and stay wide. So that will spread out the defense, and it's going to be pretty hard to man mark at that point. Or you can do other things, like another one. Now you get to a tactical coach mind, right? You know how we talked about the roaming player, so it's really good. Wesley's question after Ava's. So a roaming player would be a great idea. So if this guy is marking you tight, you can make him move with you. You can tire him. You can just go to different places. You can make a lot of different runs. That's going to open the way for somebody else, number one. Number two, and if you are smart, this is what you do. So let's just say number 7 has the ball. and this is the player who's marking you. Okay, this is very smart players do this. So you kind of check to the player and then start sliding slowly to his blind spot and go in here or go make a run here. But trying to stay in the blind spot of the player is another one that you could do. But the high IQ is required for a player who can do that. Unfortunately, even in, no offense guys, but even in our semi-pro level, and even like some of the MLS level, we don't see a forward a lot of times that doing this so much. Like there are some really smart players that like Ruiz and Saunders, even though I did not like Montero, he was really good at hiding himself in MLS, but a lot of the other forwards are obvious. He's like, I'm here, right here, pass it to me. And if you do that, obviously you get marked really easily. So, but if you can start going to the blind spot when he's watching the ball, especially, and that makes you an absolutely very smart player. And like I said, more you move, more opportunities you'll get. And another option, of course, is the coach says, number 9, I want you to become a false 9. So what do we say about false 9? He checks in to get the ball, right? Does that answer your question? Can you guys please let me know? Clear? Got it? Makes sense? Something so I know that you guys are listening and paying attention. I really want to see a lot more comments other than coaches. Players, get on it. Come on, guys. Let me know if you get it. Omar, yeah, I mean, if you want to move the ball faster too, you can do that. But honestly, the best answer, Omar, is not that. It's the more movement and tactical change. All right. Let me read the next question, guys. I'm reading the questions from my email, from my son's iPad, so he's mad at me that I borrowed his iPad. So Gavin asked a question. The first question I will not answer today because I answered it last week. So Gavin, please watch it. Lauren asked that question last week. When you're 11 versus 11 and you're being guarded and you have no option to pass, what do you do? And then we explained that last week with Lauren's question. Find that part and we can, you can get your answer from there. Now, Gavin has another question though. All right, when you make a pass out to the right forward, when you're center forward, as a center forward, do you keep going with the teammate that has the ball, or do you give an option to drop? Okay, so again, a lot of things can be situational, right? But we're gonna push up their defense a little bit, and we're gonna give a situational stuff right here, right? All right, so all right, let's just say we just won the ball from here, and then pass goes to number 2, and number 2 looks for number 7. Number 7 got the ball right now, right? And he's facing the player. He got the ball, he turned. So he's asking if you should drop and give an option like that. No. No, you need to stay in the same line with the player. Maybe a little in this case because the player is deeper, but if this is up here, same line with the player and about 10-15 yards away, that gives an option for a quick give and go one, right? And you can slide it and then check out and give the space. You can make a diagonal run right away, and like that was more like a, some of our forwards run, you just go offside right away. But if you make a diagonal run and the ball is released, and you are right away in a goal situation with the player. Do you see that diagonal now? So it is important the center forward stays close with the player. So if it's a 3 forward system, he's sliding this way too at this point. So if a long ball, through ball, you can see the other forward can be one-on-one right here as well. Okay? Does that answer? Obviously, other players, let me move them. They will be here. They'll be moving. They'll be sliding. The ball is all the way up here, goes right. They'll be sliding, and obviously they're all going to be coming back here. Okay, there he's gonna be probably sliding this way a little bit, and this should be our, you know, shape like that. All right, thank you guys. Gavin, great question. Michael, I think Kylie and Michael, right? He is asking, when on defense as a right back, the ball is coming from the other team's half of the field. When should I step towards them, heading them off? So like, let's see. Let's see, number 6 on the other team has the ball, and we are recovering. We got caught, right? Let's just say we were coming back, and this guy start dribbling in a counter-attack situation. So you need to step when the other two is sliding, but you do not want to overcommit. You just need to step to get this option of this pass or right straight pass right away. So if you know though, when you're stepping, if you know the only option he sees is number 9 running that way, cut his angle to here, and that way the number 2, see again, you see that it's situational, right? Because if he makes a long ball, goalie is gonna come out and get that ball. By the way, that reminds me, if you realize when we are doing all this stuff, I had the goalie right here. Because our goalie needs to be ready to come out and become one of the defenders right here. And if he gets the ball in a long ball, you know, given by number 3 and there's nobody there, number 1 can come out and clear this ball. And if this guy is onside, he could be having an assist right away. So unfortunately, our goalies are right here. I don't know, they're thinking about life and the complicated things that comes with it, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, whatever they're thinking about, but they're on the line waiting for things to happen. And if this player makes a long ball and it's bouncing and the goalie is waiting on his line, number 9 being, if he's faster than the defense, he has a lot of time to catch up with this ball in a very dangerous area. So we want to make sure our number 1 is ready to go for any kind of long ball behind the defense. So I see that Omar is asking something right there. So I'm going to bring these back, and our goalie where he's supposed to be if the ball is all the way up here. If the ball is all the way here, he should be going back already. If the ball is there, yes, he can be on his line, right? So I hope you guys heard that too. In the situation, what does he do after the pass? He's saying, but obviously I kind of said that, Omar. When he passed the ball, he can do a give and go situation to that space, right? So he can move that into that space. Or if he passed the ball wide, I'm guessing that you're talking about this, he makes a diagonal run, he becomes the number 9 here, right? So they're recovering, and he's recovering. He has to watch the ball. He goes in the blind spot of number 5 behind him to score the goal right there. Omar, does that answer your question? In this case, yes. I mean, obviously, I know, guys, some of you guys are really stuck to some of the small things like, oh my God, what's happening with that guy on the corner? Again, I have a limited time, and I know I want to move everybody at the same time, and I get it. Some of them that I don't move right away, I apologize, but I don't have the time to move every single player every single time. We're just talking about this small area situation right now. So when we do that, I can't really move that. I get some of you guys. Just focus on this area right this second, and we can focus on that later as a team. Like, I've been moving a lot of the players together anyway. So, okay. So let's see. The next question is from Pedro. Pedro is asking, when the D-mids are defending, does one D-mid always tuck in behind the one going towards the ball? All right. So number 6 on the other team is dribbling. Okay, let's go back to our, remember our number 10 is our number 6 and number 8 is here. So he's saying, because if he gets beat, would he be here? No. because we don't ever leave the center open, right? So how it happens is one goes here. If the ball goes there, he steps and he goes back. He's always closer to the center. So if he gets beat, you still have time to step. I mean, if these guys were deeper, right? But because they're coming back, but you still have time. In this case, if the 6 is there, he can step, but this guy needs to cover, and you need to cover for that area as well, okay? But it's constantly this. So it's more like actually like this. Watch. The Mourinho does a sign. I showed you guys before. So he goes not wide back, he goes center back. Okay? So if the ball goes up there, this guy's my bad. This guy steps to D mid, right? And this guy comes back. Look at the half circle, like a banana, because he covers the center. So he does get close, but not straight behind. Then it gives the space here. We do not want to give that. Does that explain it, guys? For everybody, does that make sense to the mids working together to cover the center area? When you're in the center, you can always step wide. It gives enough time and space for wide. Do you understand? So we can always recover for the wide position. And some of you guys are going to freak out. Where is our left mid? Right here. For the ones that freak out, right here. He's back. He's all good. We're all good now, guys. Cover the center always. That's right. Yeah, so, yeah, parallel defense. Unfortunately, this is the worst thing happens. Like, I'm going to give you an example with Joe, what you're saying there. So, like, let's just say this, right? So, if this player makes a diagonal run, and this player, oh my God, he's going, my mark is going, and he's making a run, and he's going behind, and the players, now it's a parallel, right? This gives the enough space for this player to beat and have a clear shot right away. Yes, guys, the goalie will be right here. For the guys who might freak out. Ajit, are you freaking out? All right. Or Gilberto, are you freaking out? The goalie was not. Okay. I can't move everybody at the same time. I wish I could, guys. But the idea, the key idea with this is if he's making a diagonal run there, we should be recovering. This guy needs to be a little bit deeper and maybe have this guy, excuse me, sorry, this guy step, okay? Or if you're making this guy step to that ball, he should be covering the center and not worry about where this guy is running right now. We just need to make sure we worry about this area. I'm gonna make it red. The danger zone, what we need to worry about is, okay, it stopped drawing there. I don't know why, but yeah, danger zone is right here. How do you like my drawing? It's horrible, I know. But the idea is you want to make sure you are always covering the center area. So if the guy makes a run here and you get caught really compact, right? The pass goes, do you have time to go wide? Yes. This guy is, if he shoots from here one time, great. If our goalie cannot make it one time save from this far, our goalie is not a goalie. He's probably a right back or right bench, okay? So we want to make sure, was that funny? We want to make sure that you understand, if the player wide open, we can always make it to the wide. But if you mark this player here and he gives a through ball pass here, we can't defend to the center. This is undefendable. This is a danger area. Does that make sense? All right, guys, let me see the next question. Is TJ, I have a question for tonight. Let's say we're pressing them in their half and they play a long ball to relieve pressure. The ball goes over the D mids. So one of the center defenders, center back steps up to win the contested header. Where should the D mids go? Do we cover or open up to be an option? Very good question. Amazing question. All right. So let's clear this amazing drawing and go back to our 4-4-2 for the other team. And let's just say, there we get everybody in the positions. Where's my number 5? The ball is all the way up there, so keeper is here, right? So our number 9 and number obviously 11 and 7 got caught off position, but number 9 is running, and let's just say number 11 is a good position. So he panics. He panics and he wants to do a long ball over defense, right? And these guys obviously should be sliding here. This should be our position, even though this guy is not here yet. He's making a run to be there, and this guy reveals the ball, right? Over. This is obviously so high, going over. We're thinking this is 20 yards over. It's going to be landing around here somewhere, okay? Or landing around here. So obviously our player is facing their own goal, but looking at the ball. Their lower body is facing the goal. They're coming back. So if this player is about to win this ball or going for the header, obviously pressure is coming to him. Yes, one player can open up, unless there's an open player here already, then you don't have to, you can cover. But if there is nobody here, yes, you can open up for the header and you can talk. You can say, yeah, right here, open up to the right or wide, and you can give an option there. But the key question about this long ball, if when this number 4 is about to either win the ball or lose it, number 5 and 6 always going to assume that this number 4 is going to miss that ball every single time. Look at where he's sliding now. So if he misses it or that number 11 kind of touches it, we're there, bomb, we touch it away from the player, and we are in attack position again. Did you hear what I just said? A long ball is about to happen. If you caught flat right here in a long ball, doesn't matter if the defense is opening or not. If this guy lets it bounce and this guy is faster than our defense, we are done. Okay, so and the ball is coming to this player, we both need to be coming towards the center. And any ball that bounces, we always say, expect the worst. Even the best player, like let's just say in the Steelheads, John played right back for a while, and John will never miss a header. Most of the time he won't, but we just assume he would. Every time. You got to do this every time. If you want to be playing the highest level possible, you just assume the worst every single time. John might slip, and he might use his Ginger Jesus powers, and he might just lose his luck and then miss the header. Or this guy somehow wins the header over John. I don't think it's going to happen, but we think it's going to happen. So you got to be there ready for this. Don't ever get in a quote. Same idea with the number 6 and number 8. They have to cover each other like that. Same idea with the defense. All around is the same idea. Does that answer your question? Please comment about that. That's a very important point. That's a very important point. Like this number 5, the moment he looks up to give a long ball, we should be able to read that. If we get caught in here, we are done. We are done. If you get caught in the 50 when he's looking up to do that long ball, you're just saying, I hope that number 4 and number 5 is as fast as 11. And no, my defenders in my club, if this guy is fast, this is a one-on-one. So if this guy even looks up, we're running back. We are running back. We are running back. And number 10 is running back. Number 2 is running back. Number 3 is running back. These guys are all about finishing, stopping your job. The 2 forwards outside and the center forward is not allowing easy long balls. Does that explain? Yeah, okay. Jeff is saying, show the midfielders. Let's just say we are really, a long ball is coming, or somebody chipped it over somebody, and number 10 is about to go for the ball, and we get caught in a flat line like this. Unfortunately, this is danger zone. Any good number 10 or number 9 is going to be sneaking into this gap, and they're going to be having a lot of counterattack chances in that gap. We do not want to give them. So you do not ever want to get caught flat. And a lot of times, unfortunately, we're like this. And that also goes offensively. If this number 6 has the ball, number 8 should not be in the same line, right? They should be, because the pressure is going to be coming like this, right? So he should be backing up. Okay, he should be backing up. So that way he can actually see what the next ball is, or even a long ball here, long ball anywhere. Does that make sense? Guys, I just lost the ball somehow. All right, any question? The mids, I hope they're listening to this. It's critical that we learn this, guys. It's critical. Any questions? While we're waiting for questions, I'm going to put that video. We have a lot of latecomers. I love this video. I hope that you enjoy it one more time.
90 minutes of sweat. 90 minutes of pain. All the hard work, all the sacrifices you have made. It all comes down to these 90 minutes. When you step out on that field, you're spending 90 minutes. 90 minutes that will never come back. This can determine your future. They can change your whole life if you use them correctly. During this limited time, you must work harder than the rest. You must do your best. No matter what the scoreboard says, you must give your all. No matter what anyone says. This sport is unpredictable. At one moment it feels like you're losing, and in the next you might be winning. Everyone wants to win, but the thing is for sure, when you're walking down that tunnel, when you step out on the field, know in your heart, there will only be one winner. There will only be one winner, because you will not accept anything else. Go for the win or go home.
I'm not here to participate. I'm here to win and win only. I didn't come this far to see the other team lift the trophy. I didn't come this far to see the other team win. No one remembers the one who finished second. No one remembers the one who received the silver medal. The person who puts in the most hours on the training ground, the person who wants it the most, is the one who will win.
Requires a strong body, but even a stronger mindset. If you're not prepared mentally, you will never be ready physically. You have to mind it to victory. This game is all about how bad you want it. It's about grit. It's about heart. The difference between winning and losing is how far you're willing to go. Your hunger will be tested on the field. Your desire to win will determine the outcome of the game. We keep on fighting even if the odds are stacked against us. They don't know that we have the heart, the courage, and the will to make things happen. We will destroy everything that comes in our way because we were born to win. We were born to dominate. We might be the underdogs. We might be the weaker team. But one thing is for sure. When we step on the field, we fight. We fight for ourselves. And we fight for each other.
You will never play this exact game again in your life. You will never have the same opportunity today in your life. When you go out on the field, you go out to win. You go all in. You keep pushing yourself to your limit. You keep on pushing when everyone has had enough. A champion is someone who keeps going even if everything seems impossible. Not everyone becomes a champion, but I know that you've got it within you. And you must know for yourself that you've got it within yourself. The next time you've got 90 minutes, how are you going to perform? It's now or never. Show the world who you are. It all comes down to the 90 minutes.